Ever wonder why, of all the animals in the world, it's the humble turkey that graces our Thanksgiving tables? This isn't a question that comes to mind every day, but with Thanksgiving just around the corner, it's worth pondering. The story of Thanksgiving is deeply rooted in history, a tale brimming with tradition, survival, and gratitude. It's a story that brings together families and friends, bridging gaps, mending hearts, and filling our homes with laughter and joy. And at the heart of this celebration stands our feathered friend, the turkey. But why the turkey? What makes this bird so special that it's become synonymous with a holiday that celebrates the harvest and blessings of the past year? Is it just because of its size, or is there more to this tradition than meets the eye? To answer these questions, we need to journey back in time to the very first Thanksgiving. Let's dive into the past and uncover the origins of this fascinating tradition. It all started in the year 1621. A year after the Pilgrims landed on Plymouth Rock, they were struggling to survive. The land was unfamiliar, the weather harsh, and their food supply was dwindling. But then, a beacon of hope emerged. The Wampanoag tribe, led by Chief Massasoit, extended an olive branch. They taught the Pilgrims how to cultivate the land, plant corn, fish, and hunt. The Pilgrims' first successful harvest was a cause for celebration, and they invited their Wampanoag friends to join in a feast of Thanksgiving. This event marked the first Thanksgiving, a 3-day banquet that celebrated friendship, cooperation, and the bounty of the land. But here's where the story takes a turn from the traditional narrative. You might picture the Pilgrims and Wampanoag sitting down to a meal with a golden brown turkey at the center of the table. However, there's no historical evidence that turkey was served at this feast. In fact, Edward Winslow, a pilgrim who documented the event, only mentioned that they had wild fowl, which could have been ducks, geese, or even swans. The feast was more likely to have included venison, corn, fish, and shellfish, all locally sourced and in season. The Wampanoag contributed 5 deer to the feast, and the Pilgrims brought their own harvest, including onions, beans, lettuce, spinach, and cabbage. There might have been a wild turkey or two, but it certainly wasn't the star of the show as it is today. The first Thanksgiving was less about the food and more about the coming together of 2 different cultures, sharing a meal and giving thanks for their successful harvest. It was a moment of peace, unity, and gratitude, a tradition that we continue to celebrate today, albeit with a few modifications. So, if turkey wasn't part of the original feast, how did it become synonymous with Thanksgiving? Time to find out. Fast forward to the 19th century, an era of change and transformation. As the United States was dealing with the throes of the Civil War, Thanksgiving became a beacon of unity and hope. It was in the midst of this turmoil that President Abraham Lincoln, in the year 1863, proclaimed Thanksgiving a national holiday. Now, why the turkey, you may ask? Well, the answer lies in the bird's unique North American roots. The turkey is native to the vast forests of North America and was a common game bird for the early settlers. It was large enough to feed a family, and unlike chickens or cows, it wasn't needed for eggs or milk. Plus, it was considered a special treat, as it wasn't as readily available as other poultry. But the turkey's rise to fame wasn't just about its size and availability, it was also about symbolism. The turkey, with its grandeur and showy plumage, was seen as a symbol of abundance and prosperity. It became a fitting centerpiece for a feast that was all about gratitude and celebration. Let's also not forget Sarah Josepha Hale, the influential editor who campaigned for Thanksgiving to be a national holiday. She suggested a number of traditional dishes in her writings, including the roast turkey. Her vision of Thanksgiving, with the turkey at its heart, captured the imaginations of Americans and set the standard for the holiday feast we know and love today. As the tradition of Thanksgiving spread across the country, so did the prominence of the turkey. The bird went from being a humble game bird to a symbol of a national holiday, a transformation as remarkable as the era it took place in. So turkey became the star of the show, but the story doesn't end there. The turkey's journey from the wild forests of North America to the Thanksgiving table is a tale of tradition, symbolism, and the power of a shared meal. And as we'll see in the next scene, the turkey's role in Thanksgiving has only grown over the years. Ever heard of a turkey being pardoned by the President of the United States? Now that's a sentence you don't hear every day, yet it's a tradition as American as apple pie and football. Each year, in the heart of the White House, the President of the United States pardons a turkey, saving it from the fate of becoming Thanksgiving dinner. Now let's take a step back to the late 40s, to the presidency of Harry S. Truman, 1947 to be exact. The National Turkey Federation decided to gift the president a live turkey. Truman, ever the gentleman, decided not to eat the turkey. Instead, he pardoned it, thus beginning a tradition that would add a touch of warmth and humour to the holiday season. But what does this pardon really mean? Well, the pardoned turkey is not destined for the dinner table. Instead, it's sent to live out the rest of its days on a farm, free from the looming threat of the Thanksgiving feast. This tradition has been carried out by every president since Truman, from Eisenhower to Kennedy, from Reagan to Obama, and continues to this day. Each year, the ceremony is carried out with a sense of humor and lightheartedness that perfectly encapsulates the spirit of Thanksgiving. But it's not just about the humor. This tradition also serves as a reminder of the holiday's true meaning, giving thanks. It's a moment for the nation to come together and reflect on the past year, to be grateful for the blessings we have received, and to look forward with hope and optimism. The pardoning of the turkey has become an integral part of the Thanksgiving holiday, a tradition that transcends politics and unites the nation in a moment of levity and gratitude. And that, dear viewers, is how the turkey not only landed a spot on our dinner tables, but also in our hearts. So here we are in the 21st century, and the turkey is still the centerpiece of our Thanksgiving meals. It's a fascinating evolution, isn't it? How this bird, native to North America, continues to command our holiday tables year in, year out. The Thanksgiving turkey of today is more than just a meal. It's a symbol, a representation of abundance, of gratitude, and of the shared history that binds us together as a nation. The sight of that golden brown bird, cooked to perfection, is enough to evoke feelings of warmth, camaraderie, and nostalgia. It's a reminder of the bounties we enjoy and the blessings we ought to be thankful for. But the beauty of this tradition lies in its diversity. Across the length and breadth of America, the Thanksgiving turkey is prepared and enjoyed in a myriad of ways. In the South, you might find it deep fried to a crispy finish, a technique that lends an irresistible crunch to every bite. In the West, the turkey might be smoked, a method that infuses the bird with a rich, robust flavor. And let's not forget the countless stuffing variations, from classic bread and herbs to more adventurous combinations featuring fruits, nuts, or even seafood. This variety is a testament to the multicultural tapestry that is America. It reflects how each household, each culture has embraced this tradition and made it their own. The turkey has become a canvas of sorts, one on which we paint our culinary creativity and cultural identity. And yet, despite these differences, the essence of the tradition remains the same. The Thanksgiving turkey is a shared ritual, a communal experience that transcends geographical boundaries and cultural differences. It's a moment of unity, a time when we gather around the table to share a meal, to share stories, and to express our gratitude for the year that has been. But no matter how you cook it, the Thanksgiving turkey is a testament to a tradition that has endured centuries. So, to answer the question we started with, the tradition of eating turkey on Thanksgiving dates back to the first Thanksgiving feast, where the bird was likely on the menu. Over the centuries, this humble bird rose to prominence, becoming the centerpiece of our Thanksgiving meals, symbolizing abundance and festivity. We also learned about the quirky tradition of pardoning turkeys, a gesture that adds a dash of humor and compassion to our annual celebrations. And today, the Thanksgiving turkey is not just a meal, but a beloved tradition that brings families together around the dinner table. Yet, it's important to remember that Thanksgiving is about more than just turkey. It's a time for expressing gratitude, sharing our blessings, and celebrating our rich history. But let's be honest, the holiday wouldn't quite be the same without that delicious bird, would it?